Welcome everybody, my name is Ramon Mendez. I'm operator and owner of Wine Tasting Shuttle. You'll get to meet some of the winemakers, tasting room managers, restaurant owners and operators. These people that I consider friends, and I know you're going to have a great time.
It's very nice having like the shuttle service. It makes it convenient for going to a couple of different wineries.
You get to meet new people, you get to mingle. I think this is a much more holistic experience and a lot more fun experience.
Start with lunch at the Twisted Cuban Cafe in Woodinville or La Isla Cuisine in Redmond, where you will enjoy one of 3 carefully selected authentic dishes, dessert, and coffee.
The restaurant started about almost 10 years ago. It started as a sandwich place and it was known for a twisted bread, twisted sandwich. Then after that, we decided to go ahead and add the Cuban flavor to it. Our tradition is from Havana, and all the recipes are from my mom. Everything I cook here is just the way my mom used to cook. But most important dish is the lechon asado, which is the pork that we just cook for about 7.5 hours. Gets all the citrusy flavor from all the seasoning, and then it gets the tangy flavor afterwards. It comes with mora rice. Mora rice is a mixture of black beans and white rice, and it comes with yuca, which is it's like a potato. It's boiled. We also have camarones a la criolla, which we add the criolla sauce, which are diced onions, crushed tomatoes, cumin, parsley, and basil. Yeah, we have our traditional Cuban drinks. We have our mojito, which are made out of mint leaves, limes, we got the rum, simple syrup. So it has like a little sweet flavor to it. And we also have like daiquiris. Those photographs are taken by my wife. Yeah, on one of our trips, she took several pictures. And the ambience, I mean, it's a family restaurant. And on Saturdays, we have live music after 10 o'clock at night. I would strongly recommend all of my customers, and I encourage them to understand that Cuban food is not spicy. It's all about spices that we use for the seasoning. Hola amigos, aquí estamos en el Twisted Cuban Café y aquí los esperamos para disfrutar una buena comida cubana. Nos vemos.
Hi, my name is Alfonso Gonzalez. I am owner of Leisler Restaurant, Puerto Rican cuisine, and we are located in Redmond, Washington. I think the biggest thing about our cuisine is that it's very, very flavorful. We have adobo, which is a dry seasoning that we use in a lot of our dishes, and it's very, very different from anything else that's out there. We try to stay really traditional, so we have fritters, alcapurrias, bacalaitos, empanadillas that are really important and staples of our cuisine. Rice and beans comes with every entree. We also, being in this region, we like to do a nod to the Northwest. So for example, we have a very good salmon that we cook with adobo and onions. It's grilled, it's salmon a la parrilla. It's actually won some awards. We like to focus on rum, so we have a extensive rum selection over here. Right now we carry about 73 different brands of rum. You can have rum that's very, very light, and you can have rum that's very, very dark, and the spectrum of flavor is just amazing. So the best thing for you to do is to come in and check it out, because we will give you some lessons on that. We are very proud that we were able to bring the Don Q brand of rum to the state of Washington. And at this point in time, it's the rum that we like to feature on our menu, because Don Q rum is the best-selling rum in the island of Puerto Rico. It was always a dream of mine to open a restaurant that actually focused on my culture and my cuisine, because I feel very passionate about it. And fortunately, it's been received very well. Vengan a disfrutar, los esperamos aquí en la isla.
Then visit 3 award-winning tasting rooms in Woodinville's Artisan Hill District. Savor wines that are both elegant and powerful at Vin Hill Winery.
So this came from a particular vineyard called Rosebud. They have Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon vines that are 30 years old, which is old for Washington. It's one of the most important things we do as a winemaker is to choose the source of the grapes. It's like if you're a chef, the meal that you can create is only as good as the raw ingredients that you start with. So for winemaking, it all starts with the vineyard and the grape. Western Washington and Woodinville in particular is a little bit unique in the winemaking world because the grapes are grown by farmers in Eastern Washington, and then we purchase the grapes from them, and then at harvest we bring them over here and we make the wine here. When we produce wines here at Vin Hill, my choice is to try to make wines that come from a single varietal of grapes. Wines are never perfect. Just like people have strengths and weaknesses, and when you make a single varietal wine, it has strengths and weaknesses, and to me, that's what makes it interesting. I've chosen to focus on the wines that I like the best personally. Bordeaux red varietals, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec, Petit Verdot. Grapes that are predominantly grown in the Bordeaux region of France. So I decided I wanted to make the Washington equivalent of those varietals. In the summer of 2008, we decided to go ahead and try to start a winery, and it was a real learning experience for myself and my wife. What we found was that when we got up to about 6 tons of grapes, that was about the capacity of our garage. So the transition for us to really be able to increase the scale at which we operated was to come to Artisan Hill in the warehouse district of Woodinville, and it's really given us the opportunity to expand to a case production of about 1,000 cases a year. And we do whatever we can to make the best quality wine coming out from all the different wineries in this area.
Enjoy the flavors, scent, and aroma of 3 of Cups wine.
Wine reminds you of things. It's living and breathing. It's changing constantly in the bottle. It's changing in the barrel. It's, you know, there's a lot going on with it.
We only produce about 1,000 cases of wine every year. So we're not a big production house. We're very boutique. It's about 23 tons of grapes. When we were doing the business plan, we had on a cocktail napkin, we had a bottle of wine, and it left a wine stain on it. Our glasses were around it, so that's the logo that you find. The tarot card was mentioned to us because it means friends coming together to celebrate, which is exactly what we were doing.
Conviviality, we thought it was pretty appropriate because it's the wine drinking tarot card.
So I'd say our focus is on Rhones. I like Syrahs, I like Grenache, I like Mourvedre even. I like them as single varietals, I like them as blends. You know, it's fun to constantly experiment. That's my favorite thing about wine, and sometimes just the randomness, right, produces some fantastic wines.
Definitely the Petit Syrah, and that was a surprise for us because the Petit Syrah originally was bought as a blender. But now we have it as a single varietal, and it's selling. It's in El Gaucho, it's in a lot of the steakhouses, it's in Pomegranate and Redmond.
Dump it into this, we call it the Star Wars Landwalker. because of the shape of it. But
We're fortunate. Lisa and I had we had the money to start our winery and the ability to go out and get capital to purchase the equipment. You know, we helped 4 other wineries last year make their wine, right? Because they don't have a crusher distimmer, they don't have a press.
This machine right here is called a crusher distimmer, and what this does is it separates the grapes from the stems. So these fingers spin in one direction, the cage spins in another direction, and it knocks the berries off the stems.
Wine is an experience. It's a place and time. It's a taste that you were having that day. It was how your emotions were that day. It was just, it's a snapshot.
Finish your day at Ikon Cellars, where you'll try old world style wine produced in small batches.
It offers a unique experience for people in the sense that very few tasting rooms will give you a cellar experience. When you come to Ikon Cellars, it's going to be a unique experience, different than you've had at other tasting rooms because of the ambiance, because of the music, because of the information that you'll get, the personalized attention. It's a wonderful place to just relax.
All right, so we got 5 wines for you guys to sample today. What we have first is our Petit Blanc 2016. So this guy's gonna be a combination of Viognier and Sauvignon Blanc.
I have kind of arrived at certain favorites that I love to produce. One would be Malbec. That is our flagship wine. We usually make 2 versions of the Malbec. In great years, we call Malbec the Grand Leon or the Big Lion. So I make a super Tuscan wine, typically a blend of Sangiovese, Cabernet, and Merlot. However, you can add Syrah and make a different versions of a super Tuscan. So mine change from year to year. We spend time in France, we spend time in Italy, we spend time in Spain, and so we've been exposed to some really beautiful old world wines, and I think that's important to understand because there's a very big difference between old world and new world wines. You hardly ever see a European sitting down drinking wine as a cocktail. It's always with a meal. Wine is for food and food is for wine. It's a marriage, it's harmony. We here in Woodinville are like artists. We paint a picture, and that picture is not very easily reproduced from vintage to vintage. And I think that's what makes us really stand out as far as the value we provide to the people of Woodinville, the people of Washington, and all the visitors from out of town that come in. These small batches of wines that are produced have to be better than the average quality of wine available.
I really liked the 3 wineries you took us to. All 3 had a very different ambiance. The first one, they didn't do their own thing there. It was a little bit bigger. The second one, they did everything there, and we got to see a little bit of the mechanics of it. And the third one, they have a little bit of jazz music, a little bit of outdoor. So it was 3 very unique experiences in one trip.
Join us and live the wine tasting shuttle experience. You can book online at winetastingsshuttle.com or call us at 425-260-5350. That's 425-260-5350.